A 74-year-old Marine veteran stood at a grocery checkout line and handed the cashier his veteran's discount card. The cashier laughed at it, and what the store manager did next stunned everyone in the store. This is a story about how one small act of respect and one person refusing to look away changed a veteran's life and reminded an entire community what honor really means. At HonorBound Stories, we share powerful, true, inspired stories of veterans, ordinary people, and unexpected kindness, the moments that remind us what really matters about being human. Arthur Monroe had served in the United States Marine Corps for 18 years. He'd done time in the Gulf War. He had a bad knee from a Humvee accident in 1991 and a hearing aid in his left ear. He walked with a slight limp that he never mentioned and that most people, being busy with their own lives, never noticed. He lived alone in a small apartment in Westerville. His wife, Carol, had died 4 years earlier. He'd sold the house after that. Too many stairs for his knee, too much space for one person, too many rooms that still smelled like her perfume and made him stand very still in doorways. Arthur grocery shopped on Tuesdays. He made a list every week. He stuck to it. He was not a man who bought things he didn't need. That Tuesday, his cart held a rotisserie chicken, a bag of apples, 2 cans of soup, a loaf of bread, a 6-pack of ginger ale, and a birthday card for his granddaughter. He placed his items carefully on the conveyor belt. He was in line behind a young mother with 2 small children who were restless and loud in the way of children who are tired and done with errands. Arthur smiled at them. He had grandchildren. He understood. When it was his turn, he handed the cashier his Veteran's Advantage card along with his debit card. The cashier, young, maybe 19, visibly uninterested in the afternoon, looked at the veteran's card, looked at Arthur's debit card, and then said, loudly enough for the people behind Arthur to hear, "This card's basically expired. I don't know why they still give these out." There was a beat of silence. Arthur blinked. "It's current. It renewed in January." "I'm just saying," the cashier shrugged, already reaching to hand it back. "It doesn't really save you that much anyway. It's like $1.50. The man behind Arthur in line shifted uncomfortably. The young mother pretended to be busy with her phone. The cashier began scanning items. Arthur said nothing. He was of a generation that had been trained to absorb indignity quietly. What happened next came from the back of the store. A woman named Denise, the store manager, had been doing inventory in the cereal aisle when one of the other cashiers, a young woman named Priya, who had watched the whole exchange, walked over and quietly told her what had happened. Denise walked to the front of the store. She was 47, had been managing this location for 6 years, and had a brother who'd served 2 tours in Afghanistan. She walked with the particular calm of someone who has already made up her mind. She arrived at Arthur's register just as he was putting his card back in his wallet. "Sir," she said, "I'm the manager here. I'm so sorry about what just happened. I want to make this right." Arthur looked at her, a little wary, the way people look when they're braced for more disappointment. "It's fine," he said. "It's no trouble." "It is trouble," Denise said. "You served this country. The least we can do is treat you with respect." She turned to the cashier, said something quietly and firmly that no one in line could hear, and then turned back to Arthur. "Your groceries are on us today," she said. "All of them." Arthur shook his head. "I can't let you do that." "You can," she said. "Please let me." What nobody had noticed until this moment was that a woman, 3 people back in line, a retired schoolteacher named Marguerite, 68 years old, who had been watching the entire thing over her reading glasses, had gotten out her phone. not to record drama, to call her daughter, who worked at the local news station. The story ran on the local news that evening. By the next morning, it had been picked up by 3 national outlets. Arthur Monroe's name, a name he had carried quietly through 18 years of service and 4 years of quiet widowhood, was suddenly known to millions of people. His phone rang constantly. His granddaughter called him crying. Old friends from his unit that he hadn't spoken to in decades tracked him down through Facebook and called to say they'd seen his face on the news. A veterans organization in Columbus reached out and offered Arthur a community position, helping to connect elderly veterans in the area with services and benefits they were entitled to, but often didn't know how to access. Arthur, who had retired from retirement for exactly 48 hours before he was offered the job, said yes. Denise, the manager, received a company commendation. More importantly, she posted a sign near every register in the store. "We are proud to honor all who served. Veterans discount applied with gratitude, always." And Priya, the cashier, who walked to the back of the store to find the manager. The quiet 22-year-old, who could easily have looked away and said it wasn't her business, received a letter from Arthur that simply said, "Thank you for not looking away. The world needs more people like you." She keeps it on her refrigerator. Here's what I want you to remember from Arthur's story. Kindness requires almost nothing. Priya didn't give Arthur money. She didn't write a speech. She walked to the back of a store and told the truth to someone who could do something about it. That's it. That's the whole act. And yet that tiny, simple act of moral courage, or of not looking away, started a chain reaction that changed the direction of an old man's life and reminded a city that the people who served quietly deserve to be seen. You will have a moment today, or tomorrow, or sometime soon, where you notice that something isn't right and you have to decide whether to look away or not. I hope you'll remember Arthur. I hope you'll remember Priya. I hope you'll walk to the back of the store. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. And subscribe, because next week we have another story worth your time. We'll see you then.